everybody. That was just a short bit to get the video underway. That was John Williams' song called You're My Best Friend. This isn't about me playing. I might as well keep the guitar on since it's talking about guitar. Now, here I am again with one of my really poor quality videos, so to speak. I've got to say a really big thank you to all of you. I'm absolutely blown away by the comments you've been making on the video I made called it's called How to Play Guitar with Small Hands, and it's had an incredible amount of people look at it and wonderful comments, and I have to keep looking in the mirror to see if, mate, I can't believe it's me you're talking about. Anyway, I've even put a jumper on today to try and be a bit smarter. Well, that's one reason. The other reason is I've only got one shirt. Anyway, now look, I don't want you to all think that I'm always sort of happy and go lucky. I can be quite grumpy. I'll show you. See? Not only that, look. This is my wife's cut, look. Long-suffering wife of a grumpy old git. Well, there you are, that summarises it. Now, as you know, my video is all about having small hands and overcoming the difficulties, or trying to, and playing the guitar, because, like me, you probably love the guitar. And I guess the reason you love the guitar is you're like me, you've got music in your soul. It's a wonderful thing. And so you can see my hands are small. Well, you can't really tell looking on here, but I want you to really understand. Don't be put off. I'm sure that I've had all the doubts that you've got now when I've been trying to play the guitar, but you can keep practice, and you've definitely got more of a difficult job than a person who's got good sized fingers, but don't let that put you off. Most difficulties in life, there's a way around it if you really think about it and keep trying to find a solution. Now, personally, I started these videos because I was looking at YouTube one day and I saw this video about a guy with really long, lovely fingers playing a guitar and saying, "Oh, it's not a problem to play guitar if you've got short fingers." And one of the comments that another one said was, "I'm sorry to go on about this, but I have to keep..." It's what started me doing the videos. And it's this one says about, "Oh, well, if you've got short fingers, you can play. Look at all these little kids that play the guitar, and they're wonderful." Well, they are. They're brilliant, these children that play. But I looked at one today intentionally, and it showed a 7-year-old girl, and she was good. She was playing a classical guitar. Well, you call it classical or Spanish. I imagine it's classical. Now, the thing is, a classical guitar is at the neck is about a 52 mil. The knot. Sorry, not the neck. Knot. It's 52 mil. Now this guitar I'm playing, which is a small one, is a 41 mil knot. So that is sort of like 11 millimeters smaller. Well, when I looked at her fingers, she was playing the guitar. I could see her first finger could go over the 6th string, and it had a bit of a hangover. Well, she didn't have a hangover because she's only 7, but her fingertip went over the end of the 6th string by, well, several mil like that. Well, if you think that the difference between my guitar and her guitar is roughly 11 mil at the knot, then it shows you, even at 7, her fingers are probably 8-9 millimeters longer than mine. And so, of course, comparing me to a child I'm only trying to compare the fact that my fingers are so blooming short. So don't let it put you off. Anyway, I've had my grouch about what these long finger guitar people say. I just flashed, one of my notes in front of the screen. It wasn't intentional, but it's up to the usual standard of my videos. I have to have notes because I can't remember anything at old age. Right, my wife said to me today, she said, "No, don't try and do too many things today at once. She said, because you know that men can't multitask. And I thought, well, I don't agree with her. I mean, look, I'm talking, I'm breathing just about, my foot's tapping, I'm smiling. And now I am. I've just passed me. Sorry. That's four nice things and one naughty thing. Anyway, my lovely wife, I do adore her, and sometimes I see her in things that it makes me think of her. And I've got a capper here, and I'm looking at this today, and I'm thinking, you know, that well, you can see that reminds me of her, that capo or capo. And if you wonder why that reminds me of it, if this works, I'll show you. You kill me. Sorry, my childish mind. I've had a few requests to give a bit of tuition, and I'm not really qualified or good enough to tutor people, but you know, people have asked me, so I'm just going to do a couple of little things like that, and I'll ask that the more experienced players of guitar forgive me for this, because it's, you know, probably old hat to them. So I want to just talk today, first of all, to somebody who's hardly ever played. Just let's look at one chord, which is one of the easiest chords. It's called E minor. It's only 2 fingers required, and the 2 fingers are on the 4th string and the 5th string in the 2nd fret, here and here, those 2. Now, an E minor is that. Now, people will, when you look in guitar books or tutorials, they say use those 2. Some people use those 2 fingers, some people use those 2. I want you to use those 2, not as the only way of playing it, but as another way of playing it. Now, if you do that, now if you slide up to the next fret and play it, it sounds rubbish, like most of my chords when I play them. But when you hear that, now just keep this finger out of the way. I rest it on top of the other finger to give that finger a bit more strength. But if you could just play that now and put those on the very first fret right across, you can see that first finger. Now that's not very good, but I have to reposition my fingers because now that becomes that'll become F minor. Now if you move it up, each one of those is a new chord, and by doing that with those 2 fingers and pushing it up and using that what they call a bar over all 6 strings in the 1st fret, you've now learnt something in the region of like 12 or 13 chords. So don't look at the pictures you see. Oh sorry, that's an F. You're just playing it like that with those 2 fingers or those 2. Play it with those as well at other times, but on this occasion I want you to play with those 2 and just move it up and put that finger down, and you've got a bar. Now when you come to play it, and I won't dwell on this, when you come to play the chord of E, not E minor, if you put those 2, and the 3rd finger is on there, it's actually your 2nd finger, but if you put that on there and then those 2 down again, E, right, and you move it down. That sounds like a minor again. What am I doing wrong? That's E, right. Now move it down 1 fret again, like I showed you on the E minor. Put that finger down across those strings, and you've got the F, the one chord that puts everybody off. But do it. Don't just try and learn the F. Learn to do it that way, and it goes all the way up, and you've learned another 11, 12 chords. So don't always accept that whatever finger diagram show you the 1st finger, the 2nd finger. think about it in a different way so that it helps you to learn other chords at the same time. So that's my little lecture on that today. Now, the other one I want to show you is a G chord. I've mentioned the G before. I love the G chord, and a lot of songs are in G. And it consists of usually it consists of the first string, the third fret, the fifth string, the second fret, and the sixth string, the second fret as well. Now, but a lot of people who've got long fingers play it. I'm using the first finger, the second finger, and the fourth finger. But a lot of people leave this finger free, and they play it with these three. So they play it like this. Now, how can you reach? Look, it's almost the reason you do that is you can keep this finger free so you can play other chords, and it helps when you play unusual or difficult chords like some of the Eagles songs and things like that. But I can't do it. I just can't get the notes to be clear enough because this finger, this one, is just not long enough to get over there to stop dulling the strings. Anyway, so that's one difficulty you've got. The only way you can do it is to play G the normal way and then switch chords quickly. And so, you know, rather than trying, and there's a lot of people play a G, a modern G, I don't know why, but they also play the three I showed you to begin with there, and then they use this third finger here, this one that's moving about, there. It just gives a slightly different tone to it, depends on what you're trying to achieve. So, there's various things where you just have to accept that there's going to be chords you can't play, like the people that have got long fingers can. But the other one, what you can also do is you can get away with a lot of chords. I'm not a big cheater, I don't like cheating, but sometimes you just have to. But sometimes you can get away without trying to play the bass string, the sixth string, and just play it on the first four or first four strings or five strings, and play it like that, and you'll see that you still get a reasonable good. In fact, a lot of people play in three strings. But anyway, I always try to go for the hardest possible version first, so that it makes it easier when you do the not so quite difficult ones. So that's about what I'm going to talk about today, because my wife keeps telling me I prattle on too much, which I totally agree with her. So practice, determination, don't give up. Now, one of the mistakes I've always made, and I still make it even at my age, is that because you've got this desire to get on and play the song and sing the song, you tend to skip through things, and that's not good, because you really want to spend the time going over and over and over, even short little bits, so that your brain tells you that you just do it automatically. So the more you spend time practicing, the more efficient you'll become, and more, it'll be a better end product. So just try and take your time, and somebody write to me and tell me to take my time, because I don't. Now, I got a very interesting life story, which I might even make a video one day, or maybe somebody will think it's worth doing something with it. But I've done some crazy things. I even did a music video in a striptease act in a thong once, which is on the internet somewhere. And I'm sort of, well, who knows? I mean, my father came back from the war one day, and I was sitting in our lounge in front of a roaring big fire, and he didn't think much of that because we hadn't got a fireplace. It's a silly joke. I hadn't heard that one before, that's why I'm laughing. Anyway, look, thank you ever so much. You don't know what it means to me for your comments. It's wonderful, thank you very much. And I'm going to go before I cry. Cheerio.